Just your first thoughts on the game, please. How it all turned out.
First half, we were not 100% in control, and in halftime we made some changes, and then second half was much better. Defending organization got more press on the ball, it was more effective, but also in possession we kept better the ball. And from there on, we made movements in behind. Where before halftime already, in the first stage we lost the ball, and then we had never movements in behind, because when you lose the ball, the second stage is never coming.
Do you think that Højlund coming on turned the game? And can I ask you, do you know your cup final team now?
I would say the manager, the coaching team has luxury problems, which is good.
And Højlund turning the game? Do you think that was the main thing?
I think he came in after we scored a goal already, with the movement from Diogo in behind. But then he came in and he showed a very fresh come-in, as on Wednesday as well. Scored two great goals, I think, and as you say, I think he makes a very good impression.
Højlund's done very well coming on, getting those goals, but the way you've set up this week, does that indicate that you're considering going with a full side against City next week, as you did at the Etihad? Is that for those the dilemmas you've got?
A dilemma. I think it's a luxury problem, and I think both formations can be a success, because, as you know, we can play like the setup in Etihad, where we were a threat, I think, with movement in behind. But of course, with Rasmus Højlund in this form, it's absolutely a consideration and a thought what we have to consider and we have to take. So let's have it at a thought. But I also want to say, you need not only 11 players in a final, in a tough final, but you need a bench as well.
Just at the end of the game, you went over the players went over to the away fans who've been really brilliant in recent weeks. How big of a lift is that for you, having that support going into the cup final next week?
I think it's amazing, and I said we have the best fans in the world, and I mean this. I have never have this experience when you have a season like us, which is by far not good enough. That the supporters, they are with us. They are with us in the bad season. And in good times, in bad times, they show. In bad times, they are there, and I think they know why the bad times are there. But we have to pay them back, well, and we have to do everything to give them, to give them a trophy next week. But also for the future, we have to perform better.
Jim.
Eric, can you give us a sort of insight into the positional play of Diogo Dalot? Seems to be much more central midfield latterly. What's your thinking there?
Yeah, it's about making overloads in midfield, and from there on, he is a very good runner in behind, and he can do it from left fullback, he can do it from right fullback, he can attack from there center areas, but also over wide areas and bring crosses in. So he's a player who developed in fullback, who can play as a, just a fullback, but also as inverted fullback. And so I think the development is very good this season, and we are very pleased with this.
Eric, just going back to Højlund, that's 16 goals in all competitions for him now. Do you see that as a good return for him this season?
It could always be better, but don't forget he had 3 injuries this season. So he came in with the injury, missed the start, then he got injured before winter, and then he got the injury after winter. So every time that broke his rhythm, and if you then shoot 16 goals, I think for a first season it's okay, and it's not over. We have to play a FA Cup final.
Last question, Nathan.
Eric, you had Sandro Martinez get through an hour, Rafael Varane's come on, Johnny Evans played really well when he came on, and Harry's working to come back. How important is that you've got, you've had so many injuries defensively, but you're going into the cup final with so many senior centre-backs back involved?
So our centre-half position was a nightmare across the season with all the injuries. And yeah, but if you want to have results, so one of the foundations of a good team that are, say, a partnership of good centre halves, and we didn't have. So yeah, I'm glad we have something to choose, and we have to think about, of course, quality, but also about fitness levels where they are, and probably we need more than 2 next week.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.